Folks, it might be over for Jay-Z after his little tantrum on stage, crashing out at Drake. It is now emerged that he was dissing a lot of other people, and some of these people have decided to turn the tables on old Jay-Z. One of those people, perhaps the most important of those people, being DJ Akademiks. Now, I didn't realize this yesterday, but it turns out that it might be the case that that entire diss that was mainly aimed at Drake was actually Jay-Z dropping shade on Akademiks. The entire context of the diss and the freestyle at the Roots picnic of all places was actually designed to take shots of DJ Akademiks specifically. And now DJ Akademiks is clapping back, and he is joining an army of people that are now absolutely on the warpath to destroy Jay-Z. Now, so that I don't get sued by Jay-Z and his dream team of Roc Nation lawyers, okay? Everything I'm about to say in this video is my opinion. This is opinions, not confirmed facts. These are opinions, allegations, opinions allegedly. But in a lot of people's opinions on X, allegedly, Jay-Z be messing with the A minors early in his career. In some people's opinions, Jay-Z be getting too cozy with Diddy. In some people's opinions, Jay-Z might be MAGA. Jay-Z might be more MAGA than Drake. Okay? Pretty much everything Jay-Z has put out there is a facade and a lie. And it's now getting exposed. And he really made a big mistake making an enemy out of DJ Akademiks, because Akademiks is now on the warpath to tear down Jay-Z, and a lot of people are really happy about it. Okay? So look, I'm just going to be honest. I'm just going to share these allegations, this alleged information with you guys. There's been a lot of alleged information floating around about Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? You was really island hopping back then. Now your name's got redacted. Damn. Now you got a fact check. All right. So now we got a fact check. We've seen Jay-Z in the Epstein files, allegedly. All right. In some people's opinion. But it is actually pretty bad. So shout out to Hello Yassine. All right. He's been doing some sterling analysis on Twitter or X over some of the recent incidents, situations going on. I also referred to some of his tweets in the Diddy video that I just dropped, that I filmed quite some time ago, but YouTube wouldn't let me drop it for some time, but we got it resolved. But anyway, this is what Hello Yassine is saying, all right? He's noticed a few things. He said Jay-Z's diss towards Akademiks is ruthless. It's no surprise to anyone that's been following hip-hop that Akademiks has had issues with Roc Nation for years now. He's had to endure hours of depositions in regards to the Megan Thee Stallion case. Now members of his team are being stalked and having photos taken of them by private investigators all across the world. And people are doing the same to him and constantly talking about Roc Nation in a manner that has certainly changed the narrative surrounding the company. And this is the biggest personality in hip-hop. So for Jay-Z to not even mention him is the diss. But not only that, Jay-Z performed at the Roots Picnic, which is exactly where Akademiks held a live podcast in 2023, to a very small showing of an audience that went viral, and people laughed at him. Jay-Z also brought out Meek Mill to perform, who has been known to have beef with Akademiks, and who Akademiks also covered issues that Meek Mill's label Dream State Chasers may have had with Roc Nation. This move can be seen as sunning both Meek and Akademiks, and the third is mentioning and throwing shots at the other podcasters or personality in the media that are a fraction of Akademiks' size and influence, including but not limited to Gilly Oshino, Jaguar Wright, and Tory Lanez' Pops. Akademiks was also mentioned by both Drake and Kendrick Lamar during the beef, and for Jay-Z to not even mention him at all, knowing that he's certainly seen what's been said, is telling him you're not even worth me mentioning, which is the biggest diss he could receive. But DJ Akademiks is going to absolutely demolish Jay-Z on his timeline on Akademiks TV, and Jay-Z is going to regret the day that he played with Akademiks. Now, I heard that, you know, the reason that Akademiks' live show didn't pop off back then was because they put him on, they snaked him basically, right? They booked him for the Roots Picnic, and then they put him on a different stage as Lil Uzi Vert when Lil Uzi Vert was performing. And Lil Uzi Vert been a bit quiet for the last few years, but this was much more like really a real pinnacle of Lil Uzi Vert's powers, all right? So Akademiks said, look, Uzi told me if 8 people came to see me at Roots Picnic, he wished he wasn't performing at the same time because he would have been the 9th. Oh, and I heard the Pink tape, my God, all right? So basically, the whole setting the venue of the Roots Picnic, that was a diss to Akademiks, all right? And now we got the whole world watching. So Akademiks has been going ruthlessly at Jay-Z on his Akademiks TV account. So Akademiks TV account, and look, there's some plausible deniability here, right? It's founded and owned by Akademiks, but the story has it, all right? It's some people in Axe team. Axe enforcers are putting this into action. But this is approved and stamped by Akademiks, right? I've had controversy in the past with people saying Akademiks TV is not Akademiks, but this is part of his operation. All right. It's not Rupert Murdoch, but it's damn near Fox News. You get what I'm saying? So Academics is in an absolute tirade of disses towards Jay-Z. All right. And there's a bunch of posts that have gone up that are just tearing Jay-Z apart, digging up all the allegations. And he's not the only one. Bobby Shmurda's dissing Jay-Z. A lot of people are kicking Jay while he's down. Right. So this is the first tweet that just came. This is just 2 minutes ago. So this is an ongoing thing. This is nonstop. It's saying the jig is up. Iceman has these old heads spiraling, questioning their own legacy.
Yo, Jigga Man, the jig. Yo, Jigga Man, the jig is up, bro. Your era is over.
The jig is up.
Your time. I've been debating with my cousin, telling him Drake was gonna pass him. Now you throwing shots at Drake. We already knew the play. We already knew you was behind everything Kendrick had going on. That's why you put him on the Super Bowl. Now it's time for war. Yo, Drake, suit up. Yeah, go suit up, Drake. It's time to suit up. Get everybody ready. Go end Jay-Z career, bro. Make sure y'all tag Drake in this. Go end Jay-Z career. He did speaking on Drake. His career is over. You saw what happened to Kendrick Lamar. Drake balled him up. Now watch what he do to Jay-Z. Nigga, number one artist in the fucking world, nigga. Jay-Z, pack it up. The jig is up. We tired of you in Rock Nation. You see why I'm at True Empire State of Mind, but I'm not on Jay-Z timing.
He's on Jay-Z's block.
OVO, nigga. Ooh. Just like that.
Ooh, we on Jay-Z's block.
The jig is up.
So they really screaming the jig is up in New York. Hey, that's a bad look. And there's a lot more. All right. Academics TV retweeting the most diabolical shit. Developing here's footage I obtained of Jay-Z sitting with his good friend and mentor Harvey Weinstein for Time Town Hall as Jay claims the government works for us. Weinstein can be seen smiling and nodding his head as Jay speaks, reminiscent to Geppetto as he watched Pinocchio perform. Cook.
You shed light on things that are in the dark.
They had to put the copyrighted music in the back though, didn't they? They had to do all that, didn't they? I'm gonna play it mega fast. Hopefully we'll get away with it. If it's trimmed out, you know why.
Have to change. We have the power. We put people in office. We make the laws. Like these government officials, they work for us. You know, they speak to us like we work for them, but we are the power.
So he's talking about the government. They work for us. Okay. Damn. So there's more. Okay. There's more. Dom Lucre is absolutely I'm gonna have to follow up, man. All right. Exclusive. I've recovered footage of Diddy praising Jay-Z as his brother, deeper than blood, even admitting Jay-Z is the one he calls when he gets in trouble. After he brought him out in the Bad Boy reunion tour in Brooklyn, this comes after Jay-Z attempted to distance himself from Diddy by dissing his Rock Nation brunches last night, in addition to claiming Diddy was just an associate. Diddy said, and this is extended family, he'd been with me there through my ups and downs. Jay-Z said, straight up. Diddy said, whenever I get in trouble, this is the one I call. This is my strategist right here. This is my brother. What?
Whenever I get in trouble, it's the one I call. It's my strategist right here.
So look, here's the thing, right? You put in a Drake instrumental behind every single one of these. That means I can't play it. So there's more, all right? Jay-Z got roasted in this throwback clip. Academic said Jay-Z's freestyle doesn't deserve a response from Drake. He said he passed you a long time ago.
I think Drake should ignore this. Boy, I just dropped the hottest album. I'm the only thing moving in hip-hop right now, gang. Even your moment you had to make about me. This is your first pop-out. By the way, he reunited back with Freeway and Beanie Siegel on stage. Nobody's talking about nothing else other than him dissing Drake. Treat Jay-Z like the bum he is. Give him no response. Pay him dust. We wouldn't even respect it or even think it's valued a response unless you even had a beat to it. Put out a song, but maybe then we'll think about it. But this right here, this is a mad ramblings from a nigga that's losing his marbles. A nigga probably suffering from dementia, Alzheimer's, and all that type of shit. Maybe even arthritis. While you figure out what type of hairstyle you want to go with, you want to go back to some wicks, you want a dread wig, whatever you want to do, you ain't going to engage with Drake. Nigga, he passed you already, boy. Why you ain't trying to get up with him last summer? I think Drake should have.
Damn. So you're saying why you ain't trying to get up to him last summer? Now look, this is a crazy thing that's been going around. Bobby Shmurda has dissed Jay-Z, all right? And this has just become more fuel in Academics' war against him. Bobby Shmurda violates mentally declining 56-year-old Jay-Z after he dropped an unhinged freestyle and says he's going through an identity crisis after Jay-Z started talking like he's the new King Von. He said, I get under full skin. Ask how I did him. He claiming stabbings. He a real UK driller, all right? He might be Twin S out here. He might be Twin J, all right? Talking like he's the new King Von. Bobby says that Jay and his people have allegedly helped put people in jail like himself and Tory Lanez. They're saying the dude's too old for that shit. Go sit down, old head. This is what Bobby Shmurda said, all right? It was all good just a week ago. And he from New York. He ain't even scared. He said, oh, now dudes is NWA, LMAO, imaginary. Dudes be 56-year-old going through identity crisis. LMAO, like who you gonna be next, frontin' ass dude? Lol, dude too old for that shit. Go sit down, old head. All right. And he said, this dude out here doing Shakespeare. Jay-Z dissing Kanye West, Nicki Minaj, Tory Lanez, James Dash, saying, F out of here, you put dudes in jail like me, Tory, or it said Troy, T-Roy, but I think he means Tory, unless he means Troy Ave. And who else? Who else knows who? Old cap-ass dude. Bobby Shmurda not feeling it, all right? Bobby Shmurda not feeling it, okay? So there was more, all right? This is academics basically sourcing it up for 5 minutes, talking about Jay-Z telling Drake that them crackers got your publishing checks. Go talk to them. Don't talk success to me. You dudes as workers in perpetuity is how your contract is worded. All right. So basically, he's going to kind of break down the narrative that Jay-Z's got this whole thing about I own my masters. I'm so much better than everyone else because I own my masters. But people talking about Jay-Z might not actually, like, his masters might not be as valuable as people thought. And then people start asking the question, okay, who owns Beyonce's masters?
You made money off clothing, off everything else, management. Drake made the billion from music. You ain't make $1 billion from music. That's just facts we talking about. He made $1 billion from his own catalog. So
he got Sprint buying 1 million copies of his own album over there on Jay-Z's side. Meanwhile, Drake's just making hit after hit, surpassing Michael Jackson.
you could say, oh, the white people own it in perpetuity. Ain't nobody made more money than this nigga. He talking about a B. When you try to get your B, you had to go link up with Live Nation. You talking about independence. You so titled to Square. How you talking about independence? You the first nigga to sell. How you talk independence? You the first nigga to sell in every situation. You walk people to the water and just put some poison in there until they die. You just like run off with a check.
Hey, listen, here's the thing. A lot of people have pointed this criticism towards Jay-Z before. Jay-Z always talking about, you know, black empowerment, black-owned business when it comes time for him to take a check and then sell that business and all of his black customers to a white conglomerate for billions to enrich himself. A lot of people have said that that is out of line. He has used that as a smokescreen to enrich himself at the expense of his own community. He be selling liquor into the community. I don't respect it. Like, people, oh, he up $1 billion. He had Armand de Brognac. He had Douce. Bro, you selling liquor to your people, bro. And then you selling that company to some big conglomerate, multi-billion-dollar company who are just going to harvest your audience and put alcohol in their sit. Bro, you contributing to the downfall of your people, low-key.
How you talking about independence? How that work? In most of the situations you got going on, you just a face card for these people. You sold title to get on the board of Square. You sold title, a black-owned supposed business that's a streaming company that was supposed to represent artists to get on the board of Square. I'm lying?
Do you remember when Tidal launched and he had all the artists on stage talking about, we're going to own our music, we're going to own the percentages, we really going to have ownership, we all got a piece of this company? Get the fuck out of here. Hey, let me sell that. I'm trying to get on the board at Square with Jack Dorsey and them. Right? Jack Dorsey and them.
So what you talking about independence? What you talking about in perpetuity? You talking about his catalog? Nigga, your companies are owned in perpetuity by Live Nation. The fuck are we talking about? Closes the deal. $350 million. The Square. Look, and then we go, look, joins board. Square buys it. Square buys title. Jay-Z joins the board. Come on, stop playing. What are you talking about? You can't talk about that. You trying to use a talking point that Dame Dash been trying to shit on you about. Because Dame Dash didn't agree with none of the partnerships you went into. So now you're talking about, oh, okay. So let's get into it. What do you say directly?
He's turning up. Enough of them. I'm coming by God. You trying to... My next update, the jig is up. Got up 10. Wrong chart, champ. You got to look up again. Niggas look up the hole. I never looked up to them. At your publishing gangster, go talk tough to them. Don't talk success to me. You niggas is workers. In perpetuity is how your contract is worded. I'm letting you go first, man. The Boost remember, even when the trees pretend, not too much of my name. Don't forget who I am.
Here we go.
The Boost remember. Niggas got your publishing gangster. Go talk tough to them. Don't talk success to me. You niggas is workers. In perpetuity is how your contract is worded. I'm letting you go first, man.
Listen, I don't know how Drake's full deal is structured. I do know this is a clever way of Jay-Z trying to throw it in Drake's face like he doesn't have like ownership. But the reality is this: every album since Scorpion, Drake owns the masters of these albums. So now he doesn't talk masters; he talks publishing. Now, if you go back to when Drake supposedly signed the $400 million deal, Lucian Grainge actually mentioned that it was, I think he mentioned publishing directly. Yes. So it says it includes the rapper's publishing interests, right? Now, here's the thing with even talking about deals like that. I know some of you guys might not be familiar with publishing. So masters, Drake owns the masters. Now, you have masters and publishing. Now, when it comes to publishing, we don't know if Drake is basically, like Kanye did this too. It's not necessarily selling your publishing, but you could probably license your publishing to them, right? So you would license your publishing interest to them probably on a 10-year basis, and then you get that money up front, which would probably be that lion's share of, whatever hundreds of millions he's getting. Here's the thing. You're going to get those, you're going to get over time, you're going to get the publishing back. Like, there's nothing that indicates that Drake sold his publishing, but he probably did a publishing deal with Universal alongside the distribution deal with Universal. Why? It could help incentivize them to recoup their money if they gave him $400 million. So what am I saying? At some point, the publishing that they were probably exploiting is going to return back to him, even if they're still exploiting it now.
So, if you don't know about all that stuff, he's basically saying that, Drake licensed his masters to the label for a period of time. In perpetuity is what Jay-Z's talking about, which means that they own it forever. Now, we don't actually know the particulars of Drake's deal, but from what we do understand is that Drake's deal is over and he is negotiating a new deal. If he wants his masters, he might be able to get them back, or he might be able to get new masters, or he might be able to just wait for a few years for his licensing deal to end. I don't think Drake's deal is anywhere near as bad as Jay-Z's making it out. And Jay-Z had to fight tooth and nail to get his masters back over like 10 years after signing them away. So he ain't even in a position to be, making a mockery of what Drake's doing. Bro, Drake's like 17 years younger than you. He further ahead than you was. And like, he negotiating a whole new deal. We ain't really trying to hear Jay rap at this point in time, okay? So Ack would continue tearing him apart, all right? Ack says Jay-Z never won a rap beef in his career. Let's just hear it.
Old man, go on. We don't even want to squabble with you. It's not even a fair fight. Jay, them bars you spitting there, you ain't on the level where Drake is rapping right now. Go on, old man. We want no issue. Just bring your old lame ass on. Go on. You popping out don't scare nobody. You've never won a beef. I don't remember. Well, no, we ain't giving the Prodigy shit. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that shit, man. Cam washed you. Nas washed you. Man, get out of here, man. And Jay-Z and 50 been washing you without even records. Like, come on. Oh, listen. Senior citizen, please step to the left. Step to the left. Aubrey is in his prime. He wants nothing to do with you. Go ahead, old man. Bye. Let me tell you this. This was a weak-ass attempt. They think they could do the same trick on the boy twice. Try to bait him out.
Oh, boy. Okay, so look, he's cooking him left, right, and center, okay? I tell you what, I'm just going to censor the whole screen, all right, so you don't see what's going on here. But this is a video, okay, where basically Jay-Z is doing an interview with some girls that are freaking off next to him, and Ack has got the tagline here. It says, Jay-Z, by the way, while his paid mouthpieces are trying to talk about misogyny, morals, and mental health, and he got a full-blown freak-off going on next to him during the interview, okay? And I'm going to have to censor that, all right? I have to censor the freak-off, so I'm just going to make a note that the freak-off will be censored, all right? So, hang on. So this is another very embarrassing one, okay? They're saying after Jay-Z said in his rap that he got beef with real ops who are MAGA Republicans, well, here's a official image and footage of Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Roc Nation CEO Desiree Perez having dinner, smiling from ear to ear at the same table as President Trump's daughter Ivanka Trump and her husband Jared Kushner from the Reform Alliance Casino Night and Gala on September the 13th, 2025. And The Weeknd and Meek Mill were also in attendance, okay? Meek Mill probably outside keeping the Escalade keeping the Escalade just double parked with the hazards on for when Jay-Z's ready to get out here. He says, this comes after Jay-Z attacked Nicki Minaj last night, claiming she's working with MAGA to try and take him down. It's also worth noting that Desiree Perez received a pardon from President Trump. What? No, that's hypocritical. On January the 19th, 2021, it's currently being reported that Jay-Z and Desiree have been pressuring media companies to take these photos and videos off the internet. No, this is academics finding out about it, basically.
These people, they're breaking bread with these people. They're getting pardons. They're breaking bread with these people. So you're wondering who this guy is, right? Oh, you don't know who this is? You know who this is? Okay. Jared Kushner. Married to Trump's daughter, Ivanka. Come on, bruv. Come on, bruv. Come on. Come on. So essentially, Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump made headlines when they were photographed laughing and sitting at the same table with Jay-Z and Beyonce. The unexpected mingling took place on September 13 at Oceans Casino and Resorts in Atlantic City during the Reform Alliance. What the fuck were they doing here? I thought they're not into that MAGA shit. How you with Trump's daughter, but you're not into the MAGA? How they your ops? How you eating dinner with your ops? How are you eating dinner with your ops?
He said they were ops. He said that's what he said.
Jay came like this with Beyonce. Jared Kushner came with Trump's daughter. Oh, yeah. This is how they giving it up. And they got Charlamagne out there and the rest of the media niggas saying that Drake is MAGA. How that work? Holy. They're at dinner with the motherfuckers. They're at dinner. They're at dinner, y'all. They're at dinner. They're right here. Look, they're right here. Look. Y'all don't see this shit? These are the niggas telling you about MAGA? Look. Jay-Z smiling like a fucking camel sitting there. Desiree Perez looking like a goddamn Nutri-Rat from Louisiana.
Pardon me.
They're culling up with MAGA. They're MAGA.
They are MAGA.
We got them. They don't want to talk about... Yo, this ain't like 20 years ago. This last year, gang. This last year, bro. This ain't 20 years ago. This is last year, dog. This is last year, bro. Somebody said, nah, Jay-Z's a double agent. That boy was scarfing out that food. Stop it, man. Them niggas was having a good time, bruv.
Man. So these are some of the most savage ones, right? It just says plot twist. Jay-Z 27, R. Kelly 27. In 94, he was dating a girl that was 15. In 97, they say, and allegedly in some people's opinion, Jay-Z rocking up with the 16-year-old man. Okay, it's crazy. This one's pretty wild as well. It says Jay-Z claimed he endured the brunch. Jay-Z claimed he ended the brunch to get close to the streets, but in reality it's because the Diddy rumors started surfacing in the industry. Jay-Z in this clip with Diddy claims he felt marvelous as they were on the way to the Rock Nation brunch.
What's that? That's Mall King?
Niggas feeling marvelous.
We gotta get the shoes though. Y'all know what it is.
Interesting, right? So people say, all right, look, academics on the warpath, right? I've got other links, but academics on the absolute warpath. So Axe saying he finds it odd Jay-Z's claiming that the MAGA Republicans are his ops, but Rock Nation CEO Desiree Perez received a full presidential pardon from President Trump, but they probably don't want to talk about that.
About MAGA Republicans and shots coming from the government, I'm like, oh, him and Charlamagne's on the same page. Except the question I got to him and Charlamagne is that, could we have an open discussion on if y'all believe that there are meme pages and Twitter pages being ran by MAGA Republicans? Could you tell us what the fuck is going on with Rock Nation since the CEO got a pardon from MAGA? We don't want to talk about that, do we? We don't want to talk about that. It's ain't never fun when the rabbit got the gun. You get what I'm saying? Somehow illegally, our, either finances or whatever, it's on the Summer Jam stream. It's gotten through whatever illicit method. I would love to comb through the 1099 or the W-2s of these other unscrupulous media members who seem to be echoing this political thing because it's now aligning with Jay-Z. And again, I'm going to keep asking the question, how does Jay-Z, who says his ops is MAGA, how does his ops pardon his CEO? And his CEO is his best friend. How? Okay, so one source familiar with Perez and the former administration wouldn't blame Roc Nation for playing it safe. Anyone who's worked with Trump, White House, know you can't piss him off or you'll take revenge. Why is a pardon important for Perez, who's already in the upper ranks of business? Well, insiders point to global ambitions for the executive who was promoted from COO to CEO of Roc Nation in December 2019, as well as the company's ambitions to move into businesses like cannabis. So you see, that's another thing I was saying. So Jay-Z's playing these political high-level games. He has his mouthpieces, whether it's Charlemagne or other people, like bringing it down to another level because when Jay-Z gets attacked, it hurts their entire bottom line. And they're thinking that if we have reasonable criticisms of Jay-Z or we're not like fucking cock-riding and cocksucking, it is now some smear campaign that is paid for by MAGA, except they're working with MAGA. MAGA done pardon Desiree Perez.
So he's saying if we don't get down on our knees and worship the ground Jay-Z walks on, then it's a MAGA plot against him, all right? But he locked in with MAGA. His CEO's MAGA. So Academics is basically also saying Drake shouldn't validate the senile Jay-Z's unhinged freestyle by responding because Drake has already surpassed Jay-Z in music and Jay-Z is desperately trying to clout chase off of Drake to revive his career. Here's the thing. Jay-Z couldn't have done that over a beat, right? He got to go a cappella and then... the jig is up. I'm up, Tim. He couldn't do that on no beat. He too washy, too old to ride the beat. He can't even keep the beat no more. He's senile like Joe Biden and them, man.
However, I do think, if Drake ever wants to respond, which, by the way, I think Drake should ignore this nigga. He should ignore this fuck nigga. This senile, Alzheimer's, fungus-infested ass motherfucker should be ignored. Honestly. I'm gonna be honest with you. My advice is that Drake should treat him like how he would have. You remember how Jay-Z treated like niggas like Jim Jones in The Game back in the day? That's how Drake should treat Jay-Z now. Boy, I just dropped the hottest album. I'm the only thing moving in hip hop right now, gang. Even your moment you had to make about me. This is your first pop out. Nobody remembers. Yes, by the way, he reunited back with Freeway and Beanie Siegel on stage. Nobody's talking about nothing else other than him dissing Drake. If I'm Drake, I treat Hov like the little nigga like that he is. I don't even give him a response. Get out of here, sucker. Get out of here. You ain't gonna come. That boy popped out with a 22. His main man, the sniper, couldn't do it. The other nigga that came in with the Uzi couldn't do it. The other nigga with a Glock 19 couldn't do it. The other nigga with the Glock with a switchy on it couldn't do it. Now he coming out with a little 22 like he hunting birds or something like that. Fuck out of here. You hunting deer? Nah. Treat Jay-Z like the bum he is. Give him no response. Pay him dust. Pay him dust. That's how you... Listen, Drake fans, trust me. I'm going to Bill Belichick this one. You give this nigga... First of all, we wouldn't even respect it or even think it's valued a response unless you even had a beat to it. Put out a song, but maybe then we'll think about it. But this right here, this is a mad ramblings from a nigga that's losing his marbles. A nigga that's probably suffering from dementia, Alzheimer's, and all that type of shit. Maybe even arthritis, nigga. Listen, while you figure out what type of hairstyle you want to go with, you want to go back to some wicks, you want a dread wig, whatever you want to do, you ain't going to engage with Drake. Nigga, he passed you already, boy. Why you ain't trying to get up with him last summer? Why you ain't trying to get up with him the summer before? What you think he about to come over here and just like indulge you? Nigga, you at the Roots picnic, nigga. You couldn't even wait till you got to your Yankee Stadium show. Pay this nigga dust.
Man. So this is Act talking about how Jay-Z shut down the Roc Nation brunch. Basically, Act says that they probably shut them down because they started to be a bad look. All the weirdos who either got locked up or had their own allegations were over there. Were all over there. So it was better for Jay to distance himself from that. I wonder why he would want to distance himself from that kind of stuff.
Need to be explained. You want it one way, it's the other. I still on you suckers, I'm all of you niggas gang. I ain't much for me, it's no how. Cancel the brunches, I remember the hunger pain.
All right, this is one that we're we got to call a little bit cap on J4. He says cancel the brunches. I remember the hunger pain. Jay-Z, you canceled the brunches because you had the all-star of predators at your brunches, and people were realizing that you were too close to all of the predators in hip-hop. Let's be honest. Like, he's trying. You didn't cancel the brunches to get back down to the streets, my nigga. You canceled the brunches because niggas realized there's some weirdo parties that was happening there, and you didn't want to be involved with that. And not saying you necessarily had the weirdo parties, but all the weirdos was at your party. So you stopped doing the brunches. That's really what it is. You know, the feds came in, started locking people up for some of the things that, you know, you stood next to Diddy for years. You called him my brother, my brother, my brother. And then when asked about him later on, you said you were just associates.
Yeah, man, there was some interesting characters at that brunch for sure. Them two riding together, Jay-Z and Diddy in the back of the Maybach together, all alone, no witnesses. That was a little bit chilling. This was an interesting point. This one says, Netflix podcaster Charlemagne tried to gaslight Ak into thinking Jay-Z and Roc Nation had nothing to do with any of the smear campaigns against him because he was too high up and he didn't even know what was going on. Basically saying Charlemagne telling Ak, Jay-Z don't know nothing about you. Jay-Z's not even tapped into you. He wouldn't be running a smear campaign on you. Bro, Akademiks is the #1 hip-hop media personality, right? Multiple times. Of course Jay-Z knows. What do you think? Jay-Z's a smart man. He tapped in. He needs to do his research. He been known, right? And as Akademiks points out, Jay-Z's freestyle basically proves that Jay-Z is tapped into everything and he's not just some oblivious guy like people around him apparently trying to claim.
Throughout the conversation, I said, listen, you know what? You know, I've never met Jay-Z. I haven't had a conversation with him. But, you know, there are certain things that kind of line up. And that's why I think, you know, people are safe to have these assumptions that maybe Jay is, whether he is commissioning certain things to happen, but he's in cahoots. Now, this is one of the few things that I was told by Charlemagne, which I'm like, again, I'm not going to accuse him of being a liar, but he's clearly wrong. He says to me, and I think we started talking about Drake a bit too. And he says, yo, you heard what Jay said on the interview with, what's the guy's name? Frazier. GQ interview. He's like, yo, Jay's like Lil Wayne. Jay's so high up, he don't know what's going on. He wouldn't know. You think he cares about like a Drake issue, whatever going on with you? Jay's too high up. He's too high up. It's like, nah, Jay's in another world. He's like Wayne. He don't know what's going on. It's like, yo, even Drake thinking that. I said, really?
Cap.
Now, either Charlemagne was misinformed or he just lied. Because I listened to this freestyle and he was in tune with everything going on. How ironic. So I'm like, okay, all right. Okay. But that's what I was told.
I think Jay-Z definitely got it out for Akademiks. I mean, the Roots Picnic of all places. So this is Akademiks basically saying that Jay-Z got some good disses in the freestyle, but basically this is going to be the year of Jay-Z's rebrand because he went through hell last year, and basically, you know, this is his opportunity to pop out and reinvent himself. He got a new hairstyle and everything.
But I do want to tell you my overall takeaways before we go into this here in the clip. There's a little bit mumbling and fumbling there. I was a little bit shocked by that. Usually Jay, who I give immense credit for being a great performer, he's one of those rappers who rap every single word. He doesn't use backing tracks. He is definitely a top and elite MC. I know this was a freestyle, but he got up there and it wasn't, if you've ever seen the B-side freestyles or anytime he kicks one of these like freestyle soliloquies, if we're being fair, there was something slightly off. It felt a little bit jittery, wasn't as smooth, but he did get off a few points, and we will discuss those points. Afro J is out, okay? And we're going to analyze his freestyle and what he's saying, how potent it is, what prompted it, timing of it. And y'all got to remember at the top of the year, and I'm going to take all the credit I need to take. Yes, I'll break my hand, pat myself on the back. I told you this was a year that was supposed to be a rebranding year for Jay. Not only was it the 30th anniversary of the release of Reasonable Doubt, Jay was going to put on a campaign. This was going to be a campaign. I told you guys, I knew it. He's going to put on a campaign because the last year and a half, he went through hell.
But this is the Jay-Z rebranding campaign as we're witnessing it now. All right, this is the last Akademiks TV post I'm going to show you. Then I'm going to show you a few other things from X, and then I'm going to wrap it up with some stuff on Reddit. And I am going to defend Jay-Z right at the end of this video, the very, very, very end of this video. But basically it says 2 months ago, academics explained exactly how the beef between Jay and Drake started, with Ack believing it stemmed from Drake refusing to sign with Tidal and choosing Apple Music instead. Ack says Charged Up sounds like it's more of a diss to Jay-Z than Meek Mill. That's an interesting theory.
After Drake dipped out on him, like Drake was the only person, the only artist. You see Nicki right now salty, like, oh my God, I signed the letter to be on the board of Tidal or whatever, and I never got no money. You got all the money, and you're. That's kind of what happened. I told you, like Jay-Z finessed everybody. It's like, no, this is for the artist, by the artist. Look at all these artists, they're co-owners. Jay-Z took all the money, bro, and dip on these niggas, man. Fuck y'all niggas, man. Yo, it's The Rock, homie. Fuck y'all niggas. He wanted to bring Drake over there. Drake was like, man, I ain't coming over there. Nigga, like, yo, Drake probably had his lawyer, probably even have his lawyers. Drake probably read that shit himself. Like, yo, who gonna buy into this fuck shit right here? I'm Jewish, gang. I'm not coming over there. Yo, Apple, what's cracking, nigga? He took more money and went to Apple. I think they kind of was realizing what it was and kind of feeling it out. And I think Drake thought that was a move of Jay-Z sending Meek at him when it was the song Charged Up. Remember, that's why he did back-to-back afterwards, because he didn't really, if you listen to Charged Up, remember, this is the same year he fucking introduced Apple Music. He turned down a deal with Tidal. Meek comes out and says, Drake don't write his raps, that nigga's a da-da-da-da. He starts a bunch of tweeting. The first song Drake drops, listen to this, and all, people always say this is a warm-up, but bro, Drake was always thinking, it's just like when he beefed with Pusha T. The diss songs to Pusha T was really a Ye. Because, yo, you can't, it's like when people saying, nigga, I can't go at the nigga who tried to backdoor me and try to swing on me. I gotta go at Lil Baby. You gotta go to source. So his first track is really to Jay-Z. Niggas keep thinking it's to Meek. Bro, he defeated Meek with like fucking nursery rhymes. Is it a world tour or your girl tour? Huh, beef over. You getting body by singing, oh! That's it, you're, oh! Yo, Beat Meek was like, yo, taking candy from a baby, right? He dropped the first track because he ain't know what was up. He's trying to see if Jay was behind the shit. Look, must I remind you, see, out of the blue, Jimmy got 20 million on it. Basically saying, because you know Jay-Z was having these niggas sign up for Tidal for like no bread. Like, yo, just equity. Which I'm not saying an equity deal ain't cool, but it's like Drake is like, bro, like how much equity? Like 0.2%, bro? Like what's up? Yo, I'm gonna holler at you later. Give me that 20 million over here, man. Yo, Jay, stay over there, nigga. Stay over there, gang. He said, yo, must I remind you that Jimmy got 20 million on it? I seen it all coming. Look, I seen it all coming. Knew they would push a button. Easter egg hunting, they got to look for something. Basically, he's acknowledging these niggas were looking for a moment. And he's not talking, stop thinking, yo, Meek Mill is not that smart, bro. We seen it later. Like, Meek, I don't got a problem with you, but like, bruv, like, yo, you put Meek Mill's name on a cake, he might not even know. I bought my niggas rollies off of Thank Me Later. Jay-Z's first feature with J. Cole, Mr. Nice Watch. So he's kind of almost like shitting on him a little bit, like, my nigga's been on, but he's also shitting on Meek too. Crazy triple entendre, that's why Drake's a GOAT. While these boys are stanky leg, and trust me, this information is vital. So he's talking about the last lines. It's vital. I'm trying to take the high road. I still got love for my idols. I got me a deal with Apple, and I still feel entitled. And he said it in a way where it feels, I still feel entitled. Because Tidal was being pushed as a pro-artist platform, and if you were an artist, you would want to be there. So he's saying, I got a deal with Apple, but I still feel entitled. Yo, Fruit Jams in the chat, what up?
Interesting. Okay. So look, there's a couple of other interesting tweets that I saw going around I wanted to bring your attention to. So this one says, also, Jay-Z is trying to manipulate y'all because if a label wants your masters, that means your music is profitable. They want a percentage of your music because the percentage can be worth millions of dollars. Jay-Z was able to purchase his masters from the label because his masters aren't that valuable. His wife's catalog is significantly more valuable than his. Drake's catalog is worth well over $1 billion. Jay-Z's entire catalog is around 100 million. Which catalog do you think a label would fight tooth and nail to hold on to? A label fighting for a percentage of your publishing means that your masters are more valuable than some of their artists' entire careers. I think 100 million is a low ball for Jay-Z, but Drake's catalog is worth more than Jay-Z's. Drake streams more than Jay-Z. Jay-Z's got a legendary catalog, right? And I'm sure it still does a lot of numbers. Is Jay-Z's catalog worth more than Future? I think, didn't Future take like $100 million for his catalog or something? But anyway, that's by the by. So look, in light of this massive backlash against Jay-Z, all right, I'm not saying it, but in other people's opinions, and to be fair, this says it's a parody account, all right? It says it's a parody account. You cannot check the checkers, okay? But a lot of people have been bringing up old things. We saw that old side-by-side that Academics TV posted with R. Kelly and Aaliyah on other side, and it was Jay-Z. I don't know, I can't remember if it was Beyonce or Foxy Brown. But basically, a lot of allegations around Jay-Z messing with minors are resurfacing, and in some people's opinion, they think that this is relevant. Now, I'm not saying that Jay-Z messed with minors. I don't know what the hell was going on back in the day. But what I am saying is that a lot of people are putting that out there because there's this whirlwind of hatred going towards Jay-Z because he opened a can of worms with the Drake diss. I think he underestimated how many Drake riders there are, right? I went to a listening party for Drake's album the other day, Iceman. I could not believe how turnt everybody was. The Drake fans, all right? The Sixers, They was turned. They was riding for him. I don't know if I would see the same kind of energy at a Jay-Z listening party. You know, might break out some of the Timberland boots and some of the old school Rockaware, or even a little Givenchy. You know what I'm saying? A little Otis Kanye collab, Watch the Throne type vibe. But like, really, he kicked a hornet's nest with this. He's going at the most popular artist, the most popular rap artist, at least in the entire world. Got more slaps than the Beatles. He's up there with Michael Jackson. So this was misguided. So in response, and the reason why all of this is so delicious is because you will remember A Minor. They not like us. They not like us. Certified lover boy, certified PDF files. Okay. Now you got a fact check. Okay. Y'all was really island hopping back then. Now your name's got redacted. So it's like there really was no actual proof that Drake was a PDF file that you would download. Okay. That file, you know, that computer file that you would download. There was no proof. He definitely messed around with girls that are on the younger side that were of age. He had a, you know, embarrassing encounter on stage where he like hugged a girl, then found out she was 17 and was like, oh man, you know, that isn't actually like, that's definitely a really bad look and it's an unlucky thing. It's an embarrassing video circulating of his, but it's not proof that anything happened. No more than is a clip like this proof that anything happened with Jay-Z. But this is the thing. They all piled on with Not Like Us. They not like us. A Minor. Keep your little sister from him. They did all of that on Drake when they knew really it ain't fully like it ain't really true like that. Like he got some embarrassing stuff and he'd be smashing the young girls. He'd be on some Leonardo DiCaprio shit allegedly. All right. But now they turn in the tables. All right. Plot twist. Now they're putting it on Jay-Z. So this post is going around. It says Foxy Brown admitted on the Wendy Williams show she and Jay-Z messed around when she was underage. She was a teen. He was a grown man in his 20s, grooming her, writing inappropriate lyrics for her. Once her brother Gavin started working at Rock Nation, she flipped the script. Okay, so let's just play the clip. I'm not vouching for the authenticity of this. It's just some parody account on
A 16-year-old girl did it, you know, which is odd, but you know, like I said, we grow up fast.
Out of context, that's crazy, but I'm sure there's context that is not meaning it, or unless it's not looking like AI.
I love Jay.
Maybe that's AI. I don't know.
A 16-year-old girl did it, you know, which is odd, but you know, like I said, we grow up fast.
I love.
That's got to be taken out of context.
Jay, and I'm not. I want to say that too. And I just spoke to Jay this morning.
How is the sex? Is he hung like a horse?
Oh my god.
That's what Artie says.
She's unbelievable.
Is he?
Jay's. Let me tell you something. No one can do what Jay and I do. Like for real. It's a trainer in this industry that I have genuine love for.
No one can do what Jay and I do. What? Because it was illegal. I'm joking. Okay.
Like real diehard love for is Jay. For real.
You're strong. That was her first. Art, you think she a J-Bone? You don't have to acknowledge it, Foxy. Just Art.
Maybe some foreplay.
Oh,
maybe a what?
Some foreplay.
Bonification boning.
Maybe foreplay? So I look like
his mouth has been on your breast before, is what Art is saying.
Oh yeah, you think that?
Yeah, I think
you have to remember, I'm a lot younger than
exactly. It's with Beyonce. He likes him younger.
I just need.
Did you hear what she just said? She said exactly. So was Beyonce. He likes him younger.
Remember, I'm a lot younger than
exactly. It's with Beyonce. He likes him younger.
I just need.
Wait, what am I hearing? Is that real? All right, look, I can't vouch for the authenticity of this. Is it right now? This is just entertainment. This is entertaining though, because it was so entertaining when we was doing Step This Way and They Not Like Us. A Minor. I was in the club singing A Minor. It was hitting. Okay, it was all a laugh, but I wasn't really thinking Drake was a PDF file. So I'm watching this, having a good old laugh at Jay-Z's expense. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, right?
Person who can take that position, that, you know, girl versus guy call and response, because that's what it is. It's just a fun girl versus guy type of thing.
He was like, okay, what
do you mean by that?
Why don't we just talk about real life? And I was like, give me 20 minutes. Please don't give a fuck how you.
Oh no. All right, I can't play the song, but obviously eating shrimp scampi were larger than life. How you move with them other mommies. F them Reebok broads, you made it known who your wife was. No. All right. Is this them in a 2005
15 years
interview?
old, so it was like really getting a divorce. I've been in since I was 15 years old, so it was like really getting a divorce. And
I guess sometimes people forget you started very young.
I started at 15, for real, real age.
It show. I mean, they say we keeping it real. We talking real talk.
Right. No, I mean, for real, like Jay could tell you, I would go from the studio and he'll have to pick me up from school and take me to the studio. Like I said, we had a different relationship.
This is the thing. That's not proof of anything, right? She's saying she started at 15. She's talking about her career. She's talking about Jay-Z helping her career. Jay-Z picking her up from school and taking her to a secure location that is a studio, right? The jokes write themselves, right? A minor. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's we're gonna have some jokes at Jay-Z's expense now, right? And it don't have to be. It don't have to be completely verifiably true. Apparently, okay. In the context of a rap beef, apparently you are allowed to just crack jokes about somebody liking A minors, even if there's not really any evidence there, right? Apparently that's how it's allowed. So anyway, they not like us.
We have a special relationship, and Jay knows, because Nas and I and Jay-Z and I are two different friendships.
Like an ordinary point of view. It's like very controversial. You know, you got to speak about it. So it's cool. It's cool.
You guys get along pretty well?
Yeah. Fox, she's a baby, but she listens to me. You know what I mean? She's tough. You know what I mean? She's a brat, but she listens to me, so it's cool. You know what I mean? Baby girl, she's good. She's cool people.
Allegedly a romantical thing. It's all right. I'll say alleged, but we know. Yeah, she hit it before Beyonce.
It's a bad look, okay? It's a bad look. It's kind of like, it don't have to be true for it to hurt your reputation. You in them Epstein files, right? It sounded like nonsense. It sounded like a baseless allegation, or that you maybe was at a location, or, you know, it's unlucky Jay-Z just happened to be at one time at a party with Harvey Weinstein, and, you know, that's a bad look. It don't mean anything happened, but unfortunately, that's how the game goes. We're gonna crack jokes about it. We see you. What's up with you and Harvey? Hey, what's up with that? Look, I'm seeing these guys together in different outfits. He wearing a suit in this one, you know what I'm saying, with a regular tie. Now he wearing the bow tie. So they pop out regularly, all right? You know, here he got the beanie on. Oh, now he got the hat. Now he got the fitted cap on. So y'all be linked. That's your man's, no? Is it your man's? Now you in this a whole different fit. I seen you with a bunch of different fits linking up with this dude. So, you know, step this way and step that way. That's what you do when you're linking up with Harvey Weinstein. You step in this way and then you step in that way, right? That's your man's, right? So again, it's Jay-Z's turn to be the subject of the mockery, all right? It's unfortunate, okay? It's unfortunate. Y'all popped out too many times. Way too many times you guys popped out together, cheesing it up. Arm around him. Arm on him. Yeah, not a great look. All right, not a great look. Was too comfortable. Way too comfortable. Yeah? So this is what we're dealing with, okay? So I'm gonna move on now to Reddit. So there is a big thread going around Reddit right now that basically just breaks down sort of Jay-Z being a weirdo. It says, can we have a Jay-Z is a weirdo mega thread? Okay, no pro Kendrick or Drake stuff. It's a chance to just show how much of a weirdo Jay-Z is, right? And then this is them. Jay there, Jared Kushner, Trump's daughter laughing it up. So he talking about, yo, I'm beefing politicians with MAGA Republicans. It looks like the only beef he's got with these guys is the filet mignon that he's getting served probably $1,000 plate dinner. The only beef he got with them is deciding whether he's having it medium or well done. So it's not a great look. All right. People are saying, didn't he promote financial literacy classes at Marcy Housing or something? But it turned out to be a crypto class. I think he didn't hide the fact it was going to be crypto focused, but very weird. So I didn't know if that's true. Is he was doing a financial literacy class? I gotta look that up. No way. Jay-Z financial literacy class. Marcy. Jay-Z. Nah. Nah. See, the Jay-Z just scams his own people allegations. They're not really going away anytime soon, are they? It's Jay-Z's Bitcoin school met with skepticism in his former housing project. I don't have money to be losing. The hip-hop mogul loves to rap about his roots in Brooklyn's Marcy housing projects, but classes in cryptocurrency show the billionaire is out of touch, residents say. Do you think he was doing a little initial coin offering? I might need to get CoffeeZilla on this one. What on earth was he doing over there? See, the crypto scheme, maybe he's going to get DJ Envy involved in this one as well, right? Like, the crypto scheme is like, yo, I thought Jay-Z was above this. Like, I thought we needed a B to even mention your name. I didn't know you was over here trying to get BTC off of people from Marcy projects. All right. So basically, okay, the low-income residents of Marcy projects was basically, this is where Jay-Z grew up. Okay. And basically, he says he's not abandoning his roots, but some of the residents of Marcy houses expressed annoyance and skepticism at his latest venture, the Bitcoin Academy, a series of free financial literacy courses being offered exclusively to Marcy tenants this summer. Apparently, this was when Bitcoin markets were scraping 2-year lows. Very few residents were aware of the crypto classes set to begin next week. This is interesting. It was a project actually sponsored by Jay-Z and his friend, fellow crypto promoter Jack Dorsey, the founder of Twitter, and Square, which bought Tidal, right? And so it's kind of late to be doing what people are doing to try and hold on to their dollars, and everything is expensive, said the 48-year-old retiree Maya Raspberry. People don't want to be investing money knowing they might have a chance of losing it. So rather than like coming and doing some charity and helping out, this is the kind of thing like Jay-Z's so on the thing of like, yo, look, don't take the 500K instead of the dinner for me, because I taught you how to get money all through my music. Like, where's the Bitcoin album? And it's like, rather than just investing back into your community, it's like, nah, no handouts. I'm gonna give you a Bitcoin class and you're gonna work it out on your own. Like, what on earth is this? You know what I mean? At least Kendrick went to his hood and gave out some turkeys on camera, right? Jay-Z over here giving out Bitcoin classes. He out here giving out Bitcoin classes to Marcy projects only. So Raspberry said she saw the news about Bitcoin's crash, had no interest in participating in the course. Every dime I get goes to rent, phone, TV, and internet. I don't have money like that to be losing. If I did, I would try and invest in something that's more reliable, like the basketball game last night. You know I'm going to win something from that. You know what I want to do? This is real talk. I'm actually genuinely thinking about this. Let me know what you think about this down below. But I'm actually thinking of maybe launching my own program that is just a anti-gambling and like how to quit gambling and just stop, never gamble again type course. Type course for the people, because everyone's getting paid to promote gambling. Like, why not just teach people? Like, if Jay-Z wants to teach these folks about crypto, he needs to first teach them that you know, the most reliable way of investing your money is definitely not last night's basketball game, sports betting, right? That's not the way. So I don't know, maybe I should pull up to Marcy and teach everybody just not to gamble, and like 12-step gambling recovery, I guess. That might be more helpful. But anyway, she hasn't heard anyone talk about Bitcoin in her community. People are looking to make money, not lose it. The average household income in New York is 24.4K. Yo, Academics needs to clip this, man. Academics needs to clip this. This is how Jay-Z's Bitcoin Academy is being distributed in the Marcy P's, just throwing it down in the lobby. Financial literacy, nah. Let's zoom in. I need to see what's going on with these. How far can I zoom in? You're joking. I've got to be able to zoom in. Hang on. Unfortunately, it's not high resolution image enough for us to glean the incredible Bitcoin knowledge of Jay-Z. But, you know, as you can see by the sort of pissy stairwell, I guess that's the entrance to the building, right? This is how Jay-Z's financial literacy courses have been received in the Marcy projects, okay? So, yeah, Lamar Wilson will apparently be teaching it. So it's not Jay-Z himself. He runs the website, The Black Bitcoin Billionaire. And another woman named Nijat J. Roberts, founder and CEO of a brick-and-mortar crypto school in California called the Crypto Blockchain Plug. I'm a Google both of those companies real quick, just a quick scandal check, a quick CoffeeZilla scandal check before we go on. So this is the Black Bitcoin Billionaire, empowering the community with the knowledge and tools for financial sovereignty through Bitcoin. But all that's actually available on the site is a YouTube channel, X-Link, and some merch. So I don't know how I'm going to get rich buying this merch, but okay. My financial literacy hasn't improved yet. How's the channel doing? We got some motion. They've not uploaded in 3 years. Okay. Yep. Okay, so crypto blockchain plug doesn't seem to have an actual website. They got a Yelp page. So apparently this was a physical location where you could go and get educated on Bitcoin and purchase Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies and create your digital wallets. That's quite a good idea, like a little spot in Inglewood where you can go and buy crypto. You know, hopefully that doesn't get used for any of the wrong reasons, but like I feel like that's pretty good. That's pretty I rock with that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool, all right? So, you know what I'm saying? If you're holding on to a lot of cash and you need to convert it into Bitcoin real quick, you might want to pull up to the crypto blockchain plug, all right? And I'm plugging them, all right? You might need to pull up there and go for whatever reason, you might want to go and learn about crypto or get your crypto on. So anyway, all right, it's an interesting idea. Honestly, I'm not trying to be too much of a hater, but it's just this is the type of random stuff that Jay-Z's doing, okay? Saying people get a free mobile hotspot on a smartphone, and they can be lectured on topics like what is money, what is blockchain, how not to get scammed. That last one could end up being ironic. Okay, but let's see. They plan to grant students small amounts of Bitcoin, around 10 to 25, if they learn to set up their own digital wallets. I rock with that. That's actually positive. Okay. Unfortunately, a resident who planned to work as a caretaker for mentally challenged people said the Bitcoin Academy seemed unhelpful to residents. Half the people going to that class, probably just to try and get the $25. Other half of people, they might take what they learn and forget it. Okay, so they're not feeling good about it, right? Potentially could have invested in a basketball hoop instead. But anyway, look, all right, Jay-Z be doing other philanthropy. Look, let's give him some credit, right? He's done scholarships, toy giveaways to Marcy, to more than 4,000 Black and Latino residents, did a toy giveaway. Hasn't done one since 2017, allegedly. Spent $8,000. It's less than I was expecting from somebody that's up 10 Bs. You know what I'm saying? The jig is up. He's up 10. Well, he's you know, Marcy is up 8.5 grand's worth, and the latest toy giveaway was 2017. So it sounds like it's been a minute. But anyway, okay, let's get back to the thread. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up soon because I know I've been going on for a long time, but there was quite a lot to get into here. But yeah, people hating. Pics with Weinstein, collabs with Kelly, Diddy. Somehow nothing's come undone on him. Dating a minor Beyonce, effing Dame's wife, screwing over The Rock, locking Rihanna up in the boardroom. That was creepy. Apparently he locked Rihanna in a boardroom so she had to sign. Planting stories of Colin Kaepernick not wanting to play in the NFL after the kneeling controversy, verified by Kaepernick's family and on Higher Learning. Shout out Higher Learning. Colin Kaepernick was benched before he took a knee. Dude was never a starting NFL quarterback. And since still, Rock Nation definitely helped the NFL spin it to make like it seemed like he wasn't being blacklisted, okay? And let's not forget, Jay-Z be working on the halftime show, so not like us. They not like us. A minor, all in front of the whole Super Bowl was cool, okay? So if Drake pops out with a Super Bowl ad of you talking about Foxy Brown and how old you was when you was getting with Beyonce, if Drake runs a Super Bowl ad this next Super Bowl, talking about Jay-Z as you can't be mad, right? He wouldn't be wrong, right? He wouldn't be wrong if he dropped a whole Super Bowl commercial talking about Jay-Z with A minor part 2, not like Jay. Can't be mad, can you? To be entirely honest, Jay-Z has been moving weird for years. Just look at his and Beyonce and how that started. You know anyone? You know who else has history of moving weird on minors? He's not really in the Epstein files. He's never really mentioned. Yeah, so they're saying Beyonce was 16. But these are just unverified comments, by the way. I don't vouch for the veracity of these comments. This is just people's opinion out in the ether. This is the public sentiment that I'm regurgitating to you, okay, with an open mind. Beyonce was 16 when he started dating her. Buddy was close with Weinstein, literally close. He groomed a child, and now she's his wife, all right? So I want to keep your little sister from him. Bey 16, Rihanna 16, Foxy Brown 15, making whole albums with R. Kelly and going on tour after he was exposed hella times. That's a fact. Best friends with an industry creep. Best friends with Diddy. People who stand up to him magically disappear. Publicly got packed up by Solange for cheating. He did get smoked by Solange. Sold out the black community several times. Traded on Kaepernick. He's a legit high-ranking Freemason. I mean, it's not even close. Ask Colin Kaepernick. Damn. Nearly every celebrity that did business with Harvey, but let y'all tell it was only Jay-Z. Yeah, but they weren't all friends with Harvey. I don't even care about him personally, but saying Midzy is crazy this late in his career, dropping 444. Respect the artistry at least. Look, Jay-Z is one of the greatest rappers historically. But, okay, saying now Drake stands oppressed. F out here. Jay-Z never paid a SA case like Drake. She faked a pregnancy and screamed abuse because he asked her to take a DNA test to see if it's his. He countersued her for defamation and extortion. She threatened to kill herself. He ended up settling out because he didn't want a suicide on his conscience. Tell the whole truth. I don't know about that story. Whoa. Tell the whole truth. But Jay-Z was on a song with a 15-year-old Foxy Brown talking about having sex, though, and they was on they had multiple private sessions together. You want to paint weird narratives? Paint that. A single freestyle, bring the internet to its knees. Here's what I'm gonna do. Very briefly, before we wrap this up, we've gone past the hour now. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read you a couple things from a thread that is actually looking at the positive things Jay-Z has done. Everyone's hating on him, so just to be fair, just to wrap this up right as we go past an hour. Now, let's talk about the things that Jay-Z has actually done in the last 10 years outside of what he raps about. We all talked endlessly about the narratives and the rumors. No one talks about the things we actually know he's done that are promoted by his team. So let's make a quick summary of what he has done only from 2018 to today. And these are positive things for the community. 2018, he got involved in Meek Mill's case after his probation violation incarceration. He pays for the legal support and turns it into a broader public campaign against probation abuse in the US. He produces documentaries and podcasts about police brutality, like the Khalif Browder story in 2017, Free Meek in 2019, and Rest in Power, the Trayvon Martin story in 2018. In 2019, he co-founds the Reform Alliance with Meek Mill, focused on changing probation and parole laws in the US. In the last 6 years, Reform Alliance has managed to push probation, parole, and reform laws in 13 US states, especially targeting technical violations that send people back to prison. It's become a major bipartisan lobbying organization, raised huge funding, and helped shift policy affecting hundreds of thousands of people. 2019 gets involved in the 21 Savage ICE arrest case. Rock Nation provides legal and public support, helping secure his release on bond and preventing a 21 Savage deportation. 2020, he supports bail funds and legal aid for Black Lives Matter protesters arrested during the riots. In 2020, Team Rock sues Mississippi's prison system, Parchman Prison, exposing extreme abuse, overcrowding, and neglect. The case triggers investigations and political pressure, and Mississippi is forced into reforms and oversight agreements, although conditions there remain heavily criticized. 2021, Team Rock files a lawsuit against the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department over access to internal misconduct records and a lack of transparency. 2024, the Kansas case escalates with renewed accusations that the department is blocking access to records and hiding long-term patterns of misconduct, stonewalling, and a head police officer from that department accused of murder and corruption hanged him. Did the Epstein in December. That story sounds crazy. I want to look into that. That's insane. It says, now we can and must criticize and hold celebrities accountable, but I find it funny how he's the one criticized the most for being a sellout and things like that, while he's only one of the celebrities who actually does or tries to do the things that he raps about. Okay? So these are old school lyrics of him bigging himself up. I put dollars on mine. Ask Columbine when the Twin Towers dropped. I was the first in line. Donated proceeds off of every ticket sold. When I was out on the road, that's how you judge Hove? No. Ain't I supposed to be absorbed in myself every time there's a tragedy? I'm the first one to help. They call me this misogynist. They don't call me the dude. Take his dollars to gifts. Take his dollars to give gifts to the projects, right? People rocking with Jay. So not everyone's hating, although they are saying, well, he did snake Colin Kaepernick. You forgot that. And Jermaine Dupri off the whole NFL deal. All right, Hove definitely been out in the field, but we still don't know him. There's equally many folks that have dealt with Hove and had terrible things to say because they fumbled their career. It gets looked over. I don't believe anyone is always doing the right thing, especially in business. Hove has been in rooms that most folks haven't, which is why I hate the way they talk about him. The killed home over the Nets arena. They killed homie over the Nets arena and the Capstar. I don't know what's that. We're going to have to look into all of this, okay? They're saying he sold out Dame. Look, I was trying to give some positive stuff. He sold out Dame. He sold out Kanye, tricked Jermaine and Dupri out of the Super Bowl halftime show, told J.D. it wasn't a good look, then backdoored him, pumped his companies with black dollars, then sold to a white man, told white black people in... sold to a white man, told white black people in front of white people... We passed kneeling. Oh, okay. He told black people in front of white people, we passed kneeling. Hired a known federal informant, Desiree Perez, as his CEO and lied he's not friends with Diddy. And he's an island hopper. All right. That's what they're saying. Okay. People shouldn't... Look, should we even care about celebrities this much? That's another question to ask. But anyway, okay, look. That's all of the hate for Jay-Z that's going around the internet right now, okay? It might be just as true as the allegations against Drake, okay? There was no real proof ever provided that Drake was doing those things that they said in that song. It was the #1 song in the world. And, you know, according to a courtroom judge, it was just a little bit of harmless fun, all right, in a rap battle. Well, now Academics is having a little battle with Jay-Z And I guess all is fair in love and war. And honestly, it's quite entertaining to see. Just like it was I was entertained by seeing Drake's downfall. Might be time for Jay-Z's, and I just hope that Drake pops out with a diss song. That would be delicious. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there. I've been waffling for ages. Okay, it was a long day today, but I got you three videos. Right, I'm going to be back. I've got some very, very exciting projects coming. I ain't going to say too much, but stay tuned. You will be entertained. I'll see you in the next video, folks. Peace.